Today, two Montana Western student athletes who completed their Bulldog careers and now are officially Bulldog alums. The alumni office will be contacting you soon. Today, Brynley, Fitzgerald, and Tanner Haverfield on Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News. And our program is brought to you today by Dennis Scherg of Edward Jones, 82 Coffee Company, Susan McRae, Town and Country Foods, and Dream Motors. Well, welcome, kids. Welcome to Extra Point.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Wally.
Yeah. As I told you before we went on, our program today, we're kind of talking about your adventures after, because you're alums now, so your college is in the background, but also travelogue, because you guys did something really cool over the wintertime. But first, you guys don't get any hidden benefits. We do what I do, I should say, we are going to do what I do with all first-time guests. I get your scouting report. So, ladies first. Brynley, hometown.
Dillon, Montana.
And BCHS grad.
Yep.
What year?
2018.
Does it seem like it's been 2000?
No. My sister graduated this year, and I was like, gosh, it just feels like yesterday I was sitting down there. So, it was fast.
Does it seem like now that the Fitzgerald house is going to be a little empty?
Well, it's empty, but, Jace moved back in.
So he's moving home?
Yep,
okay.
He is currently at home with my mom and my dad, and they've definitely enjoyed his company. I don't know about Hallie so much, but I think my mom is pretty excited to have him back in there. So.
Well, now the Fitzgerald family are going to be making road trips to Helena.
Yep.
To Helena, but we're not going to talk about. She's not our star. It's just you. Okay, so you began your college basketball career at MSU, but then you got smart and transferred to Montana Western.
Yep.
So, and a great decision. You've said it a number of times that it was one of the best decisions you ever made.
Yep.
So, coming to Western, I mean, with your basketball ability and you have been recruited, you could have gone several places, but you chose Western. Did that have anything to do with the Western connection that your family has?
Yeah, definitely. Small ranch outside of town, obviously being closer to home was another big thing. Bozeman's only 2 hours away, but having the ability to go ride my horses and help on the ranch on the weekends, I definitely think my grandparents were very appreciative of that. Coach Wally, I remember sitting him down with him my junior year, and he looked at me and said, "We're going to win a national championship. Are you sure you don't want to be a part of that?" And I looked at him straight in the face, and I said, "Nope, I don't believe you." And sure enough, 2 years later, I watched the national championship, and a tear ran down my face. But everything happens for a reason. Was able to get that extra COVID year, and really, we had a good run my senior year, and proud to be a Bulldog alum. So.
And now, okay, you're alum. What's your degree in?
Elementary education with a minor in physical education.
Okay, and you won some athletic honors, but what I'm impressed with is your academic prowess, because to be a college athlete nowadays and to make the honor roll, to make you were academic All-American, correct? Do you have any hidden secrets? And I'm going to ask Tanner the same question, because he was a good athlete too during his Bulldog days. But did you study on the bus? I remember talking to Jenny Peterson a long time ago and asked her when she was on volleyball trips how she did it. She said, well, a lot of people had just a bag with their clothes in it. I had a book bag too. You too?
Yep, most definitely. I think the first thing that comes with being a student athlete is being a student first. I like to say that I'm not a procrastinator when it comes to schoolwork. I will, if I find out it's due in 2 weeks, it's done the day I get it, or a couple days after. I don't like to lag off at all by any means. So definitely trying to get stuff done earlier on, because I know that by the time Thursday, Friday, Saturday comes around, it's game time. It's
other things
to focus on.
Yeah. Okay, Tanner, you're on the hot seat now.
Great.
And I'm not, giving you any slack or anything else. I get your scouting report, hometown.
Yeah, I'm from Dillon, Montana as well. Graduated in 2017 from Beaverhead County High School.
Okay.
7 years ago, so it does feel like a long time. It really does.
So, you're the redhead in the family. Is there white sprinkled up there now, considering how old you are?
It's getting there. It really is.
Yeah. And you played basketball. You had fun. You were also an exceptional student athlete. You were on the honor roll. You were an academic All-American as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
So, I asked Brynley, I asked her secret about juggling, academics and athletics. The route. I mean, you had all those road trips were identical.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a different place on the bus that the guys and the girls were sitting. Did you have 2 bags too?
I mean, yeah, I had 2 bags. I don't know if we did too much work on the bus, a little more messing around on the bus, but I'd get my hotel time in and go down to the lobby and find my little spot and, like Brynley said, get that stuff done so that we could focus on the fun stuff, playing basketball.
Well, and most of the places you stayed probably had Wi-Fi or something like that that you could connect. And academics have changed a little bit. You input a lot of your homework into, I can't remember the exact name of the program up there, but a lot of your assignments are into that program via the internet, so you need that Wi-Fi.
Yeah, gotta have it.
So one thing I didn't ask Brynley that I'm going to ask you, your major. No, your major.
My major.
First.
Oh, elementary education. You already
did,
asked
did
me.
I?
Yeah.
My
It's
notes
okay.
are, yeah.
It's okay, Wally.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You just wanted to hear me say it again because you're proud.
I
You're
am.
proud that I
I
went
am.
into a field
Well,
of education.
my mom was a teacher too.
Exactly.
So,
I'm proud to say that, family full of educators.
Yes, yeah, and God bless you because you do make a difference in kids' lives. So, and your Western degree, Tanner?
Yeah, so I double majored. I got my first one in ecology and my other one is in mathematics.
Okay, so could you be a math teacher if you wanted to?
I could with the shortage, and I guess if I wanted to take the praxis, yeah. I'm not sure if that's in my cards, but
Yeah, because we'll talk about your career right now, but Western roots. Your dad, pretty fine student athlete in his day at Western from Columbia Falls, played basketball, ran track. You come from a family of basketball players. I talked to Kyler Inglet, who also comes from a family of basketball players. I'm going to say, and you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. So, Mom Terry, Dad Gary, where'd you get your most of your basketball skills from? Now, I've talked to your mom before, and according to her, your free throw shooting ability is entirely from her. So I'm putting you on the hot seat now.
yeah, I would say a little bit from both. I mean, my dad definitely has been pushing my ball handling skills and that type of stuff, but he's a lefty, so I can't really shoot like that. So that's a lot of my shooting has come from my mom.
Okay. Well, and Terry did okay at Montana State, didn't she?
Oh yeah, great, she did.
Okay, now we're going to go back to Brynley. Based on your college accomplishments, had the opportunity to play basketball overseas. How did all that come about?
I think it sort of transpired when I realized, oh my gosh, this is almost over. And I sat down with Coach Wally and I was like, I just don't think I'm ready to be done. Kind of toyed with the idea of playing, going back and forth. He got me in contact with Jean Ann King. She played for the University of Montana back for the Grizz in her day. My grandpa coached her in track and taught her when she was going to school and growing up and stuff. So I was able to reach out, get in contact with her. And then throughout the summer, it was kind of like a waiting game because I was a little bit late. I didn't really decide until early May that was something that I wanted to do. And she was able to kind of guide me through the process of, getting my film made. Thanks to Tanner. He worked hard on my highlight tape. So give all kudos to him on that one. But just kind of getting the ball rolling with that and then also trying to stay, in the gym in the summer as much as possible, playing open gyms. I went down to the high school a couple times and just kind of messed around. Also having a sister who is, up and coming was helpful to stay in shape. But yeah, it was a whirlwind. I got a call and she's like, hey, do you want to go? There's this team in Ireland. It's a really great opportunity. The only catch is are you wanting to get your master's degree in something? And I said, absolutely. Like that's the next step for education typically anyways. So being given that extra opportunity was something that I couldn't really pass on. A lot of hard conversations with my mom, with Tanner. Leaving for 8 months is never fun. It's not easy. And sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be. You're away from big accomplishments, right? Senior nights, football games, family outings, birthdays, Father's Days. So things like that were hard to miss out on. But I think ultimately it was a great experience, and I was very fortunate that Tanner was able to come over. My mom was able to come over early on in the process, and then I did make some really great friends over there that made Ireland feel more home-like. Obviously, a little bit of different terrain over there. They don't have near as many mountains, but I didn't have to experience the cold winter, which I was not too sad about. So, yeah.
So what was the name of the team you played for?
Dublin City University, so that is the college that was affiliated, that was the sponsor, and they were called the Mercy. So DCU Mercy was the team that I played for, and I played for both the college club team and then as well as the professional team. So they have multiple different leagues over there. They have what's called like Division 1. They have Super League, which is the league that I was playing in, and then they have like another league below it. So lots of different teams over there, lots of players, and I think there was 13 teams within the Super League, just all teams based in Ireland, and each of those teams have 2 Americans, and Junan had 4 girls in Ireland that were playing on various teams, so that was kind of fun to kind of go and hang out with them and get to meet them and kind of talk about how different our experiences were while we were over there, and yeah.
Did you know any of the other Americans that were playing over there? Did you know any of them?
No, I did not. Cassie Heinrichs was from Wisconsin River Falls. She was the other American on my team, played at a Division II school, came over. But I didn't know any of the girls that were within the league. You know how American basketball is. It's like people are from all over the place. But I did get to meet a few of them when Junan came to Ireland and was able to kind of hang out with them and get in contact with them. And now, thank God to social media, we follow each other and can kind of track and see what's going on with them. But, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to be back with more Extra Point, and we'll do it after this.
Freedom in red, white, and blue this 4th of July. Come on down and check out Dream Motors, where we have some great deals on pre-owned cars, trucks, and we have a few side-by-sides on the lot as well. Come on down and celebrate freedom of the road with Dream Motors, located here in Dillon, Montana.
Back to Extra Point, Tanner Haverfield, Brynley Fitzgerald, our guest today. More of a travelogue, tale of adventure, more than just talking about sports. You guys were both great athletes and grew up in Dillon, played ball at Western, but you got to go to Ireland, which I think is on my bucket list someday, to get to go to Ireland. Well, Tanner, you made your trip to Ireland, but you also took your job with you.
Yeah.
That must have been a little bit interesting. And we talked once off camera. We talked about the time difference, and I'm not sure if it was 8 or 9 hours. So how did that work out between? Well, first of all, tell everybody what your job is, who you work for.
Yeah, so I work here in town at Speridian Technologies. I'm a business analyst, so I just talk with clients and understand their problems, and we provide technical solutions for them. So the good thing about that is I can work out a computer, and was able to go over to Ireland with Brynley and support her over there. So that was great. Like you said, an 8-hour time difference. So that played a big part in me staying up late and sleeping in a lot.
So she'd go running or working out, and you were sacked out.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
Well,
yeah.
she also had, which was kind of crazy, I found out, is they practiced at like 8 o'clock at night most nights over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So
Because we had a lot of the Ireland players that are playing in the Super League are well-known, well-respected players who also have careers, families. So most of the girls that play on those teams, some teams only practice 2 nights a week. We practiced only with the Super League team 3 nights a week, and then with the college team the other 2. And then obviously had games on Saturdays, but we always had practice from 8:30 to 10:30. So even though we ate dinner at like 11 o'clock at night, so we were still kind of stuck on Montana time, and then we'd get up at 9 or 10 in the morning. And,
Your basketball clock, though, you practiced in the afternoon when you were a Bulldog. You practiced when the sun was still down. I mean, what, 5:15, 5:30 is when you started?
Yeah. I prefer morning practices. I still work out in the mornings. I enjoy my mornings. It's a good way to start the day. Late at night, it's like all I want to do is, lay down on the couch, watch a TV show, hang out, not have to think about anything. So that was a bit of a shift.
Yeah. So the work days, when you say you talk to clients, so I'm guessing you were talking via a software program via your computer, not so much on the phone.
Yeah, it's called Microsoft Teams. It's kind of like Zoom, video camera, chat. So talking with clients, talking with my team members, so on that and just on the computer doing working from usually, 2 in the afternoon till 10 at night. If I had meetings, if not, I would work normal hours so I can get done early and, go do some things around. So
Sightsee, be a tourist, yeah. Where are your clients based? Are most of them American, or do you have international clients as well?
Yeah, we do have some with my company. It's a pretty big company, but my clients specifically are out of Brisbane, California. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's even an hour earlier than we are in Montana.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you being a longtime athlete, I'm not sure I never talked to you what your favorite sport was, because I know you played most of them at one time or another when you were middle school and in high school. Basketball, was that, a no-brainer? That was the sport for you?
Yeah, 100% that was a sport for me. I grew up loving basketball. So, when I was a little kid, football, we got the great Dillon Football League here, so doing that, I love doing that. And so after there, I just transferred to basketball and, yeah.
Well, both of you, the one thing about Beaver Head County High School, which Jeremy and I are both alums too, is it seems to bring the best out in no matter what you're doing, whether it's athletic or academic. It's a good environment, and so, I think one thing is when was the first time you picked up a basketball, both of you? Probably when you were just barely, maybe watching Aunt Bobby.
I actually wanted to be a cheerleader until we moved to Dillon in 3rd grade. I went to cheer camps, I was a dancer, and then I got stuck in the back of the dance group, and they're like, it's just because you're tall. I'm like, no, it's because I can't dance. So I was probably 8 before the time I picked up a basketball, and then once I started playing, we went to travel basketball tournaments, and that was kind of the end of dance for me.
Were you old enough to remember watching Bobby play?
No,
or is that a little...
my memory is so bad, Wally. I can't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday.
Okay.
But obviously the records speak for themselves with Bobby. Sometimes you'll look down the ranch and she's still playing with her kids and stuff, and we'd always play at my grandma's house, a couple games of pig and lightning and stuff like that. So
I won't ask who won.
You want to ask one? I can.
No, I don't want to ask one.
Let's just say it's very competitive.
Well, we'll let it go at that. Because I asked the same question to Tanner about he and his brother Michael, because they're 2 years difference. Are you 2 years older?
2 years.
Yeah. So I'm sure there was that hoop that's on your garage and stuff. I'm guessing that saw a lot of work, and then the fact that your dad was at the high school for all those years, you probably saw lots of gym rat time there too.
Oh yeah, me and Michael basically grew up in a gym, with my mom and him coaching. Even Kim tells stories about when they were coaching her and we were running around the gym. I don't know if we were so much playing with basketballs, but we were in the gym. But even at an early age, I would say, my group of guys that I graduated with, we probably started playing 5-on-5 together in 3rd or 4th grade, and so we started really young, and it was a lot of fun.
Did you have any thoughts about going anywhere but Western when you got out of school? When you make a decision where you want to go to school, athletics is part of it, but also, academically, what do you want to do? What do you want to do for the rest of your life? That's got to figure into it too. But I know Steve Keller was the one who recruited you, and he's kind of a hard sale sometimes. Did he give you a hard sale, or did you just want to come here?
No, I did. I had some other schools looking at me, but ultimately I just, grew up in Dillon, knew what Montana Western was about, been to the games, been to practices, and it was a pretty easy decision for me, honestly.
Well, you were only a couple years out of playing hoops for the Bulldogs when you went to Ireland. So I got to ask you, any pickup games? Did you play? Do those Irish lads do they like to have pickup games?
I
out
mean,
there?
if you want to count one-on-one with Brynley.
Oh,
but,
okay.
No, working, sightseeing, that type of stuff. I did watch a couple of the men's games, and yeah, I had the itch going. I wanted to get back out there on the floor, but no.
Well, you brought up the fact one-on-one against B here. You guys, the women's team has a group of guys that you scrimmage against on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they always get a scout team. Usually it's full of a bunch of football players that are, usually on the smaller side because we don't want to be playing against, the big 220-pound kids. But sometimes the kids that we get in there, they push us around a little bit. They make you tougher. We didn't have a scout team for a couple years because Wally didn't think we were ready, but then by the last 2 years, he implemented that, brought it back in. It was also tough because of COVID. And I think Coop had a scout team this year. So kudos to those guys for waking up early and coming and playing against us and making us better.
Okay, well, let's put the basketball away and let's bring out the camera and the walking shoes and stuff because as I mentioned, you're on my bucket list. You guys got to experience Ireland, make the average tourist green with envy because you got to do it on your own. Did you have, with your teammates and stuff like that, they probably pointed you in the right direction on where to go. Did you have a favorite place?
I think both of us would say that our favorite place was the Cliffs of Moher, and that's on the complete opposite side, but Ireland's so small, you can fit 6 Irelands in the state of Montana. So to drive from one end to the other, it's only 6 hours. So we rented a car, got in the car for the weekend, and drove across the country from Dublin to, where was the Cliffs at? What's the town? Galway. And so we drove across and beautiful, beautiful area. We had a really nice day. It wasn't too windy, but it was fun. So that was probably my favorite place. I don't know.
No, I would agree. The views are breathtaking and the cliffs are huge. We did get to go into some mountains.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And that was fun. Did some hikes up there. They got a big lake up there, so that was fun as well.
Yeah, just different terrain. Golf courses everywhere though. The golfer is like, my dad was like, if you would have stayed through the month of Ireland, we would have been down there. He said, you wouldn't have came to visit me. You would have came and brought your clubs, and I probably would have seen you maybe,
Was his knee good enough to do it? Because he's been rehabbing. Well, he rehabbed his knee over the winter, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's good to go. He plays. His hands are all taped up because we were all gone for the weekend, so it was just him. And I think he went around the golf course probably, 3 or 4 times. So his hands are all scraped up, getting ready for the member guest tournament this weekend. But yeah.
So I've got to ask you a tough question now. Did either one of you see a leprechaun when you were over there?
I don't think so. Not even on St. Patrick's Day when we were out and about. St. Patrick's Day. I will not recommend it to anyone. Don't go. It's just a bunch of Americans. There's nothing Irish about it. It's, American marching bands walking through. Streets are packed, but go to Ireland any other time of the year. I think it's just the hype around it. People from Ireland, they're like, nope, we stay inside that day because we know what it's about. So
It reminds me of Dillon people staying inside over the Labor Day weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah. How about the Blarney Stone? Did you guys visit it? Did you kiss it?
Did not make it to the Blarney Stone. I was pretty busy every weekend. We didn't have much time, and then also it was hard with, working the hours that he worked. And then I also coached a basketball team while I was down there, and we had a camp on Saturday mornings before tournament or before games. So didn't get to do as much traveling as I would have hoped for, but we did get to go to Amsterdam, and then we went up to Northern Ireland. So we were technically a part of the UK because they're not, it's not Ireland. So we were able to do that, but
yeah,
and then just go all over in Ireland and travel and stuff. So.
Like I said, it's one of those experiences you guys are going to be talking about for years and years. I mean, you did something a lot of people only want to do. So did you play golf while you were over there? You talked about your dad. Did you guys pick up a club? I know you both play golf.
Yeah.
So
it's expensive to golf down there. It was like, and the season that we were there, it wasn't super like
nice
weather. I mean, pretty moderate temperatures. We did get snow in Ireland one of the days. Melted
snow in Ireland, huh?
It melted by about 12, but there was still snow on the ground.
Yeah. Well, it was more of a slush. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like a fun winter here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, and you had mentioned when we visited, when you came back, that you might have ran across a few long-lost relatives, maybe?
Fitzgerald is a pretty popular name in Ireland. Let's just say it's plastered over. Like, there's a Fitzgerald real estate company. There's the Fitzgerald bar. Fitzgerald, and so you... Then you open your mouth and they're like, you're not from Ireland. So your last name might sound Irish, but you are not Irish. But we fit in, lots of blonde, blue eye, redhead, blue eyes.
I was going to say, you guys look Irish, so that
fair
Irish
skin,
look.
we fit in perfect.
But you don't have that little Irish brogue. You didn't even pick up a little bit of it over there?
I mean, a few of the words that they use, but for the most part, it was just like, what are you guys saying? So, when we had each other to keep the... he did say that when I was over there by myself, he called me on the phone. He's like, what does that mean? when did you start saying that word? And I was like, oh gosh, I guess I am kind of picking up on some things. So
cool.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of British mysteries and stuff like that. So and the stuff they have for what we call is entirely different,
Right, yeah.
Like a jumper is a sweater.
Yes, exactly.
You put something in the boot of your car and why do I have a boot in my car?
Yeah, I'm like, what's a boot? Like, hair ties are bobbins. I'm like, what is a bobbin? Like, so it's just different.
Yeah. So, real quick, do you have a favorite food over there?
Favorite restaurant was Sansab, and it wasn't even Irish food. It was Thai food. We probably went there at least once a week.
Yeah.
But we didn't eat really any... Did we eat any traditional Irish food?
Steak, meat, and potatoes is probably about as...
Yeah, but the steak from the ranch is just 10 times better.
Well, I was going to say, you know real steak here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so you're home. And, despite all the honors and accolades, the success you've had, Tanner, basically didn't even have his diploma out of the plastic wrapper, and he had a job and everything else. You guys know how to do it right. But there's one special day coming. It's not very far away.
Nope, 12 days.
What is that day?
We're getting married.
All
Woohoo.
right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, thoughts on afterwards? I'm sure you've got a career, with where you are, or at least right now it's a career. It's a good company. You work with a couple of Western guys. Corey Creighton and Matt Allen over there, and you were at Western for a little while, but you have a little announcement to make too.
Yes, I'm excited. I just accepted a special education position at the elementary school, and then I'm going to be doing some coaching as well. So I'm really excited, really grateful for the opportunity to work in a good district with even better people. So could not be more excited to give back to the community that has given so much to me. So.
Okay. Well, Tanner, Brynley, I want to thank you for coming down, being our guests on Extra Point. It was fun, a little travelogue. And you will see it behind us now. We can't see it now because we're taping. But there will be pictures of Ireland and maybe a couple of pictures of you playing basketball in Ireland. And you said you might have had a picture of Tanner sleeping on the couch, but you weren't sure?
I don't know, Wally. The room was probably the size, if you would cut this table in half and then close it off, that was all the room was. It was not super big. So.
But I'm looking forward to the Irish. Now, do you have pictures of those places that you talked about as your favorites? Okay, those are the ones you need to send to Jeremy.
Yeah, I did send a few of those.
So those are the ones. Okay, so anyway, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
good
thank you,
luck.
Wally.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks at the airport
good.
when you are wearing. Did you get your dress?
Yeah, it's not white though.
So?
No, I'm just kidding. My brother asked me, what color's your dress? Because I told him the bridesmaids were wearing green and the groomsmen are wearing black. And he goes, well, what color's your dress? I said, I don't know, Jace. What color do you think it should be? So that was a funny joke. I will be wearing white.
Well, I remember we were talking about it. You had to go down and make the adjustments and,
Yep,
and everything
picking it up
else
on Thursday.
and ready to go, and then you're off, and then you guys get to start another new adventure. So
Exactly.
anyway, thanks for joining us in Extra Point. Extra Point today has been brought to you by Dennis Scherg of Edward Jones, 82 Coffee Company, Susan McRae Accounting, Town and Country Foods, and Dream Motors. We'll see you next time on Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News.